often. And the workshop that we did today and yesterday was about empathy. And the title of it was "A Mile in Someone Else's Moccasins." It's a Native American saying that says, only after you've walked a mile in someone's moccasins can you understand their journey. Okay, so choose a shoe and write about its life. What does it do when it wakes up? Who wears it? So grab a pencil and start writing. I realized talking about actual shoes was a very literal experience of empathy.
We actually wrote stories about the life of a shoe.
That ideas.
We learn about being in other people's shoes and what it feels like to be someone else.
I think it was exactly the bridge we needed. Not thinking about it as if we're walking in someone's shoes, but literally walking in someone else's shoes was so much more direct than the things that I had planned.
If you're not aware of your own feelings, there's no chance that you'll be aware of other people's feelings.
The toe of a shoe is its head. I have 5 heads. But I enjoy being unique. Plus, having 5 heads is cool. And futuristic. Yes, I'm from the future.
If they can do it with a shoe, then hopefully they can do it with other people as well.
I am a flowered slipper. My name is Flora. In the morning,
And feelings when you put yourself in the place of somebody else.
If someone's getting bullied, then you kind of feel their fear of getting hurt. You don't always have to agree with everybody, but you just have to appreciate their views and you have to think about their views, so you can just be fair and just incorporate that into your own life.
You can't just always think about yourself.
It's just, the circle just keeps widening.
Okay, so what's in the broader picture, there's this conflict going on. How can we solve it in the same way, using the same compassion, tolerance, and sense of internal peace?
Hello and welcome to my home. I kindly request all of you to be seated. Can you please request all of you to be seated? Thank you.
సిట్టింగ్ ఎగ్జామ్ తీసుకున్నాం అయిపోయింది కష్టంగా పరిస్థితి రాస్తుంది
కొద్దిగా అటు వెళ్తా
వెళ్ళానే
నేను వెళ్తానే కొద్దిగా చెప్తే
నీ స్టాండర్డ్ ఇట్లా రా ఇప్పుడు ఇటు వెళ్తే మళ్ళీ అటు
ఇదిగో సార్ అది తీస్తావా అనుకో
ఎటు పెట్టాలా
కొద్దిగా చెప్తాను పోయినాక పని పెట్టుకోవాలి
తొందర
మొదలు కాబట్టి అడిగిన చూడు
కాదు ఆయన ప్లేస్ చేసుకుంటే ప్రాబ్లం లేదు వాళ్ళకి ఇబ్బంది ఉన్నట్టుంది వాళ్ళే అది ఎటు జరపలేదు
350. కన్సోల్ ఆడియో దాంతో తీసుకో కన్సోల్ ఆడియో తీసుకో కాదా కన్సోల్ ఆడియో తీసుకోండి కదా అది కాదు కన్సోల్ ఆడియో తీసుకొని రాదా కన్సోల్ ఆడియో తీసుకొని రాదా రాదా కెమెరా తీసుకో అయ్యా కెమెరా కన్సోల్ ఆడియో తీసుకో డైరెక్ట్ కెమెరా పెట్టు ఇగో ఇంకా అదే నాకు పక్క ఉన్నాడు పెట్టేశారు
Are the biggest ones we'll ever face as humanity because of the scale on which we're making them. Our abilities to alter our environment are unprecedented. They are not alone, we cannot exist alone, we're all interdependent. We are global warming, environmental degradation. What has come this far?
అంతే కెమెరా తీసాను అక్కడికి వెళ్ళిపో ఆయన పోయి చెప్తాను
Profoundly destructive. You just don't see what sometimes accountability and you have to be intentional, you have to be careful. Now, forced years ago, for financial crisis, things like natural calamities, we don't go to this country. In modern society, there are so many decisions we have to make. And if unless we have some grounding, I think it's very easy to drift away from the basics of what makes us human. This makes us
నాలుగో కెమెరా అయితే వేరే కెమెరా పెట్టారు అక్కడ కెమెరా ఎక్కడ పెట్టాలి ఇది రాదు కదా అక్కడ ఆడియో దాని వీడియో అక్కడే ఇప్పుడు అవుతుంది అక్కడ
Have what they call certain radical landscape science, grounded in truth. You can't do science without a center for ethics by providing for training in ethics, for training under one roof. Look at that as being a very important fact. So how to ask the right questions about what it is they want to do and how they're going to use this world of power. I think the classical hierarchy of transforming integrity, compassion, fairness, and as a teacher I would want to instill these as action principles in students from the early stages on through.
ఏమిస్తలే అటు వాళ్ళు కింద కూడా లేదు ఇష్టం కష్టపడు మరి అట్లా రావాలా మరి నాకు ఏ రోజు ఏటు ఏటో పట్టుకుంటా వెళ్ళిపోవాలి వెళ్ళిపోవాలి
Certain human values that we recognize is good for you. If we recognize collectively that kindness is good for you, that compassion is good for you, why don't we take responsibility to cultivate it and the society? So that every decision that we make, we have no regrets about the decision.
My work is studying perception. I'm a psychologist, science journalist, civil and environmental engineering. I live in a monastery in Snowmass, Colorado. I'm a professor in the biological engineering and chemistry department. I direct a brain laboratory. I'm an assistant professor in mechanical thermodynamics. Ecosystem ecologist, alumni.
సైడ్ వేసుకో
And commonly, religion is compassion. Compassion mind automatically is
హలో భయ్యా ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాం భయ్యా ఇక్కడ నిలబడి ఉన్నాం
also brings comfort.
అక్కడే వేసుకో భయ్యా ఏం లేదు అసలు కొంచెం చూడు మమ్మల్ని కూడా ఫిక్స్ అడ్డమైపోతాం పూర్తిగా అడ్డమైపోతాం మీరు ప్లీజ్ సైడ్ వేసుకుని భయ్యా పూర్తిగా అడ్డమైపోతారు భయ్యా మీరు మళ్ళీ తర్వాత మళ్ళీ మీకు ఇబ్బంది అవుతుంది కొంచెం అవతలకి వేసుకో భయ్యా ఎవరు నిలబడి ఉన్నారు
బాధేమో అర్థమవుతుంది మీకు ఇప్పుడు అర్థమవుతుంది మీ అడ్డం వస్తుంది మీకు ఇప్పుడు అర్థమవుతుంది బాధ ఏదో
అడ్డం అవుతారు కదా
ఇప్పుడు అర్థమవుతుంది వీళ్ళకు డేల్ మాకు
కాసేపు అయితే మేము చూపిస్తాం భయ్యా
American saying that says only after you walk the mile.
మైక్ encourage how to always
And write about his life. What does it do when he wakes up? Who wears it? So grab a pencil and start writing. I remember talking about actual shoes. It was a very literal experience of empathy. They got bullied. We actually wrote stories about the life of the shoe. We learned about being around people's shoes and what it feels like to be someone else. I think it was exactly the bridge we needed. Not thinking about it as if we're walking in someone's shoes, but literally walking in someone else's shoes was so much more direct than
ముందు పెట్టుకో బ్యాగ్.
If you're not aware of human feelings, there's no chance that you'll be aware of other people's feelings.
కదిలియా కదిలియా
I have 5 heads.
పెట్టించుకో
Plus, having 5 heads too. And futuristic. Yes, I'm from the future.
You too.
My name is Flora. In the morning,
Feeling is when you put yourself in the place of somebody else.
If someone's getting bullied, then you kind of feel their fear getting hurt. You don't always have to agree with everybody, but you just have to appreciate their views and you have to think about their views, so you can just be fair and just incorporate that into your life.
You can't just always think about yourself.
Just instead of just whining.
Then in the broader picture, there's this conflict going on. How can we solve it the same way, using the same compassion, tolerance, and sense of internal peace?
అదే అక్కడ వానికి లోపల కేబుల్ ఇచ్చేసి అక్కడ దగ్గర
మ్యూట్స్ అక్కడ ఉన్నాడు బయట మధ్యలో దింపేసాం మళ్ళీ మళ్ళీ ఫోన్ చేసి మళ్ళీ అక్కడనే దింపాను
వచ్చిందండి కెమెరా పెట్టండి
బేస్మెంట్ లైవ్ చేసి
మైక్ వేస్తాం మైక్ ఉందా నీకు వినపడుతుందా వస్తుందా నా వాయిస్ వస్తుందా నువ్వు మాట్లాడు
చేయను నేను అట్లా వస్తా ఇచ్చేవా
सीएम साहब ने 14 साल जो मूवमेंट तेलंगाना का चला है, बहुत पीसफुल मूवमेंट चला है, वो हमारे लिए दलाई लामा साहब का एक एग्जाम्पल है, जिन्होंने हमेशा पीस की तालीम दी है। आज हमारे पास हमारी स्टेट की जानिब से जमीन अलाट की गई है, जहाँ पर बहुत अच्छी तरीके से बिल्डिंग बनाई जा रही है, जिसका नाम पीस कायम करने के लिए, और पीस हमारे लिए बहुत अहमियत का हामिल है। हमारे हॉलीनेस दलाई लामा ने हमेशा इंडिया में पीस की तालीम दी है, इंडिया में नहीं सारे वर्ल्ड में पीस की तालीम दी है। पीस हमारे लिए बहुत अहमियत का हामिल है, और हमारे ऑनरेबल सीएम साहब ने इस तेलंगाना स्टेट में तेलंगाना फॉर्मेशन के बाद बहुत पीस के लिए काम किया है। तेलंगाना स्टेट बनने से पहले बहुत से लोगों में डाउट था कि तेलंगाना बनने के बाद किस तरह पीस कायम रहेगा, क्योंकि इससे पहले यहाँ के हालात वैसे नहीं थे। मगर हमारे ऑनरेबल सीएम साहब ने जिस तरह इस स्टेट को इंडिया में पीस स्टेट का नाम दिया, और हमारे स्टेट में हमेशा पीस और वेलफेयर का काम किया जाता है। इंडिया में अगर नंबर 1 स्टेट है तो हमारी तेलंगाना स्टेट है, जो पीस पर और डेवलपमेंट पर काम कर रही है। और हमारे ऑनरेबल चीफ मिनिस्टर भी इंडिया में नंबर 1 चीफ मिनिस्टर है, जो आज हमारे इंडिया में हर जगह मिसाल दी जाती है। आज से कुछ 2 महीने पहले मैं और हमारे फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ईटा साहब, हमारे चीफ सेक्रेटरी साहब, जब हमारे होम मिनिस्टर साहब से सबने मुलाकात की, राजनाथ सिंह साहब से, तो उन्होंने एक बात कही कि तेलंगाना स्टेट का जहाँ भी नाम लिया जाता है, वहाँ से यही कहा जाता है कि ये डेवलप स्टेट या पीस की स्टेट या वेलफेयर स्टेट का नाम है तेलंगाना स्टेट। आज हमारी स्टेट में हम होलीनेस दलाई लामा साहब का खैर मकदम करते हैं। यकीनन वो एक बहुत बड़े वर्ल्ड के बहुत बड़े इंसान, वो हमेशा सारी दुनिया में पीस की तालीम देते रहे, और हम यही चाहते हैं उनकी तालीम हमारे स्टेट में भी कायम रहे और चलती रहे। आज हम लोग उनका वेलकम कर रहे हैं। वो हमारी स्टेट इससे पहले भी एक बार आए थे, एक बहुत बड़ा स्टैचू, हम बुद्धिस्ट स्टैचू टाइम पर 2006 में जब लगाया गया था, जब हमारे दलाई लामा साहब भी यहाँ तशरीफ लाए थे और वो इसका इनाग्रेशन में आए थे। तो हम यही चाहते हैं कि हमारे स्टेट में उनका आशीर्वाद रहे, उनके हमेशा जो रास्ता और तालीम है हमारा पीस का, उसे हम कायम रखें और उनके साथ हम चलते रहें और उनके बताए हुए रास्ते पर हम अमल करें। और मैं हमारी स्टेट की जानिब से हम वेलकम करते हैं कि वो आज हमारे न्यू स्टेट तेलंगाना स्टेट में तशरीफ लाए हैं। यकीनन हमारे लिए बड़ी खुशी की बात है, और हम यही चाहते हैं कि उन्होंने जो रास्ता हमें बताया है, सारे दुनिया को जो रास्ता बता रहे हैं, उस पर हमारी स्टेट की आवाम भी अमल करेगी, और हमारी स्टेट की जानिब से उनका वेलकम किया जाता है, तमाम आवाम की जानिब से उनका वेलकम किया जाता है। जय तेलंगाना, जय।
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister. I'll request next Honorable Shri K.T. Rama Rao. He doesn't need an introduction to please come and introduce his holiness. Good morning. It's my pleasure and privilege to welcome His Holiness Dalai Lama to Hyderabad. As you all know, his name, his fame, his influence transcends all regional, religious, and geographical boundaries. His Holiness's message of universal responsibility and compassion has transformed the minds and hearts of millions around the world. His work on non-violence has influenced many great leaders in the world and was recognized by Nobel Peace Prize in the year 1989. He has received hundreds of awards and honorary degrees from a number of academic institutions around the world. Yet, he refers to himself as a simple Buddhist monk. I've had the pleasure and the privilege of interacting with him over the last 60 minutes. I'm amazed, I'm simply floored by his humility, his amazing grace, and his wonderful sense of humor, which you will, I'm sure, find out in the next few minutes. We invited His Holiness here today as a global leader and as a voice of conscience. We are privileged to be in his presence. Today, His Holiness has also laid the the foundation stone in the presence of His Excellency, the Governor of the State of Telangana, and also our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister for the Dalai Lama Center for Hitex and Transformative Values, which will be a hub dedicated to inquiry, dialogue, and education on the ethical and humane dimensions of life. This will be very close, in fact, to where we are seated. As a collaborative and a non-partisan think tank, this center will focus on the development of interdisciplinary research and programs in varied fields of knowledge, from science and technology to education and international relations. Our programs emphasize responsibility and examine meaningfulness and moral purpose between individuals, organizations, and societies. This center was founded to honor the vision of the 14th Dalai Lama and its call for a holistic education that includes the development of human and global ethics. 6 Nobel Peace Laureates are the founding members of this center. We are honored that the Dalai Lama Center for Ethics and Transformative Values chose Hyderabad for its South Asia hub. In light of the rapid transformation impacting India and the whole region, it is imperative that we prepare present and the future leaders for the work of serving their communities. I'm happy that the government of Telangana has decided to support this wonderful initiative by allotting the land that was requested for, and also by way of a grant of rupees 5 crores from the government sector. Once again, I'd like to welcome His Holiness, His Excellency Dalai Lama ji, and thank you very much for this opportunity to be visiting us and to be amidst all of us. Thank you very much.
Then feel happy. Sometimes some individual, you see, I smile, but still different. So sometimes, you see, in spite of my smile, you see, no response smile. And sometimes I hesitate to speak, mentally, emotionally, physically, we are the same. In secondary level, yes, there are differences. I'm Tibetan, I'm Buddhist. Then maybe, you see, I'm Dalai Lama. So if I do much emphasis, I'm Dalai Lama. Then out of 7 billion, only one Dalai Lama. So then I get the feeling of loneliness. And also is when if I have too much stress, I'm Buddhist, then meeting with other people. Sometimes there is a barrier. No? Emphasis, we are same human being. Different faith, different nationality, different race, different family background. That's secondary, not important. Then furthermore, most of the problem which we created, actually humans, our own creation. All these man-made problems with too much emphasis on a secondary level of differences, including religious faith. Now look, it is really unthinkable, sad. The religious faith itself causing division and killing. And different part of the world, same planet, same human being, suffering out of sort of too much emphasis on secondary level. And we, as a human brother, we cannot ignore these things. We cannot remain indifferent. Right? That's immoral. We have to think well-being of all these suffering people. Really. A natural disaster beyond our control. And I think that due to global warming, I think more and more natural disaster, come. And then eventually, I think big cities like Calcutta or Tokyo, and different sort of city, big cities, which, and also say Holland, some cities, even it's below sea level. So now, because of global warming, ultimately, artificial or say is gracious, is melting quite rapidly. So sea level increasing. Some small islands eventually, I think, because of tension, submerged. So, because of global warming, I think, more and more difficulties, I think, come. So, we should be ready to help each other with sense of oneness of humanity. I think a global event in the 20th century, at the early part of the 20th century, very much emphasis different nationality. So, First World War, Second World War, and Korean War, Vietnam War, all these, too much emphasis on ideology or different sort of races of different nationality. Later part of the 20th century, I think human being, particularly in the European continent, I think in the past several centuries, fighting each other, killing each other, like French and German. One of my teacher, Wellbeing, quantum physicist, one German professor, in 1990s, and his age also around 90. So he told me
when he was as a young German, every German eye, French is their enemy. Similarly, French eye, German is their enemy. That kind of thinking, when we talk, you see, 1990s, and he mentioned, nowadays, that kind of concept completely disappeared. So, in reality, I think German, French, I think the leading sort of nation, and with Adana, to whole, I think, create the spirit of European Union. So previously, arch enemy, through their difficulties, their experience from immense destruction of war, they realize now that kind of attitude is literally destruction, right? So better live together. So European Union spirit is developed. And I'm one of the admirers of the European Union. I often express the European Union spirit now eventually should develop in African Union. There's much problem I think we reduce. And also I can save a lot of money, so-called sovereignty state, and spend a lot of money for weapons. So these the union, I feel immense help economically and mentally also. Separate nation, mentally fear, distance, union. Many occasions I ask some young Europeans, like French, I ask, what do you feel your next neighbor, German, or some other country? They usually answer, our neighbor, our good neighbor. Now that kind of view, feeling, I think we need. So eventually, Latin America, I think should develop as one union. And also sometimes I feel when the new president of America, you see, now create war, and I feel Mexico should be has to be kind of part of the United States, I feel. Something like that. And then Latin America, some union, then eventually Asia, two giants of Asian country, China, India, and then technologically Japan, most industrialized democratic Asian country. And then of course Bangladesh or these countries eventually create some union. Then my dream, of course, we will not achieve or materialize within this century. I think 22nd century, 3rd century, eventually, I think should create union of world. Then world can be demilitarized world. Now in order to achieve demilitarized world, firstly, we must make effort to create a spirit of dialogue. It's practical way. All problem, so long human beings remain there, problem will remain. So the method, the best method, or the way of human approach, that's the dialogue. Whenever some different interests, different sense of global responsibility, we can solve. So this century, I often is telling, in order to achieve this century, peaceful century, we must create this century should be century of dialogue. All these ultimately related with moral principle. With full of anger, distrust, jealousy, impossible to achieve that. So more sense of oneness of humanity, that very much linked with sense of concern of others' well-being. That's compassion, karuna. This country, over 3,000 years, concept of ahimsa there. Ahimsa on the level of action, mainly. So in order to carry ahimsa action, karuna is the basis of ahimsa. You see, ahimsa, out of fear, is not genuine ahimsa. Out of compassion, or non-violent, restraint, harming other, that's a genuine ahimsa. So India, 3,000 years, these concepts there. With that, I think one example, this country, I think the last 3,000 years, beside homegrown different religions, all major religious traditions, you see, eventually settled in this country. So homegrown different religion is Sankhya philosophy, and with through Sankhya, some different sort of Hindu traditions, and then Jainism, then Buddhism. These are homegrown religions. Then later, Sikhism. I think very much of the spirit of non-sectarian religious harmony. The Guru Nanak, the founder of Sikhism, Hindu background, but to pilgrimage to Mecca. That shows, you see, 1,000 years old India's tradition, religious tolerance, mutual respect. So then, Zoroastrianism come from ancient Parsi or Iran. In Bombay, many Parsis I know. So their population less than 100,000, but very peaceful, no fear. That's India. So from outside, then eventually Judaism come. In Kerala, Cochin, I found this is some bigger Kazara, the Jewish community, like that. Wonderful, very peaceful. And Christian come. I think a large number of Indian follow Christianity. And then Muslim. I think India, I think the second country where the big number of Islam, Muslim. First, Indonesia, then India. So the Muslim population here bigger than Pakistan. So this basically this is Hindustan, Indian, basically I say Hindu tradition, right? But all world religious tradition live here. Occasionally some problems, that's understandable. India is the land of human being, not the land of God. So therefore some misuse people always there. So here and there some problems, that's understandable. But overall, I think that India is the only country where all major world traditions live together with mutual respect. I also in this country, hardly you see, and it's a problem between Shia and Sunni. So there's some Middle East, now Sunni and Shia, serious problem. So I think Indian Muslim should take some effort. Recently, last year, I met some young people from, I think 10 different countries, mainly in Arab and Africa, Muslim, mainly Muslim country. So, when we met, one American society organized that meeting, when we discussed. Then some of these young students from Africa, at the moment, the explosion, and some of their friend or classmate dying. That very moment, one a young Muslim, you see, African Muslim, you see, told me, that very moment, he determined to do peace, bring peace. I really admire. That's humanity. Look at those peace. Nobody wants violence. Violence brings suffering. Actually, mutual destruction. I think our old concept, use force, is the effective method, is outdated thinking. As I mentioned earlier, we must now follow any problem through dialogue, private thought. So I really admire that young African Muslim. Such desperate situation. You see, instead of develop anger, you see, develop determination. I must do something to bring peace. I told him, and also I really felt that if I was there, such circumstances, I think my first thinking is how to escape. I think that the young Africans also, that very moment, he developed determination. Now we must make effort for peace. Wonderful. So therefore, now things are changing. I think, particularly among younger generation, I think a sense of concern of others' well-being and totally because of that, against violence. So therefore, I think India really, I think, example to the rest of the world. Different religious traditions can live together and through mutual respect and in some cases mutual learning. And then on the other hand, another factor I often is expressing India, in ancient India, I think really marvelous sort of concept or understanding or awareness about mind, about emotion. Ancient Indian psychology, compare modern psychology, Indian psychology, highly developed. So sometimes I express the modern psychology, compare ancient Indian psychology, modern psychology looks like a kindergarten letter. India is highly developed. And then different philosophy. I think among the Egyptian civilization, Chinese civilization, and Indus Valley civilization, it seems eventually Indus Valley civilization, I think, produce most thinkers, great philosophers. So most of these are major traditions, and including Buddhism, I'm Buddhist, so maybe a little bit biased. Now, last over 30 years, I had serious discussion with scientists, mainly 4 fields: cosmology, neurobiology, then physics, particularly quantum physics, then psychology. These 4 fields, after 30 years, our sort of a serious discussion, it became very clear. We also learned very, very useful sort of knowledge or information from scientists, like cosmology, these things. Although Buddhist literature briefly mentioned, but very detailed, I think scientific finding is much authentic like that. Very useful. Then to scientists, Buddhist psychology. They really appreciate this ancient Indian knowledge about emotion, about mind, how to tackle our emotion. Ahimsa, one of the sort of the methods to tackle our emotion. And with that, this harmony, these things happen. Therefore, ancient Indian sort of knowledge about inner world, I usually call inner world. Inner world very much related with moral principle. So therefore, now modern Indian, if may I say so, I think modern Indian is too much westernized. Now time come, please pay some attention about your 1,000-year-old knowledge about mind, about emotion, and how to tackle these things. And logic. I think in this country, I think all these different sort of philosophy, we always use logic. So as far as Buddhism is concerned, Dina, Dharmakirti, and Shankarashita, Kamalashita, these 2 persons actually visited Tibet on the invitation of a Tibetan emperor. So they introduced Buddha Dharma according to Nalanda tradition, so including logic and philosophy. So now today's world, it become quite clear. I think as far as knowledge, the logics, science of mind, and different Buddhist philosophy is concerned, I think we Tibetans have best knowledge. Because we study at least 20, 30 years, rigorous study. So therefore, I think we can say proudly, I think as far as the Nalanda tradition is concerned, we kept intact over 1,000 years. So anyway, you Indian have the ability to combine modern technology, modern education, which oriented material value, that with ancient your knowledge about the inner peace, inner value. I think only India has the ability to combine these 2 things. So now India should pay more attention about your ancient sources and knowledge. So now recent years, more and more young Indian, some universities, some organizations, they seriously now thinking how to revive ancient Indian knowledge, Indian tradition. So this is quite encouraging. So now this coming to the center certainly can be on small sort of contributor regarding revival of ancient Indian knowledge. his philosophy, whatever philosophy, really, not only intellectually, something interesting, but also, you see, emotional level, these sort of philosophical views, really immense support because of the potential to transform about emotion. That through my own little experience, I can say to you. So therefore, like another sort of philosophy, very similar, some point very similar that of quantum physics. You know, many years ago, one occasion, the Ramana, Indian sort of physicist, nuclear physicist, see, he told me one day, the quantum physics in the world, in the modern world, is something new concept. But in this country, 2,000 years ago, already that concept already developed. So he found some Nagarjuna's sort of writing. He found the concept of quantum physics. It is true. If I, as a main sort of further sort of elaboration there, I think quantum physicists, they already sort of know external thing. As far as external things, nothing objectively exists. So long, observer there, things there. When observer no longer there, things are very sure. So nothing objectively exists. Then they use the word observer. At observer level, still not very clear. Because you see, modern science must pay attention about external things, not observe themselves. Now, in this country, over 3,000 years, the concept of Atma and Anatma, you see, talking about observer. Where is the observer? And the concept also life after life. So there must be something besides this body and mind. So the concept of Atma developed. So later, Buddhist philosophy and other philosophy, there are a lot of discussions whether there is Atma or not. So in a way, I think in this country, not only external thing, but also the observer. So therefore, I think it seems quantum physicists, when they still confuse what's observer. In that respect, that level, I think Buddhist philosophy really immense help. To get a clear picture of what observer. So like that. So therefore, I think I usually feel really proud when I visit different place, different country. I always talk these things. So I consider I'm the messenger of ancient Indian thought. I think reality, I talk more ancient Indian knowledge than I think Indian leaders. So as a student of ancient Indian knowledge, so it is, I really believe his knowledge is literally humanity, not just one nation or two nations. So therefore, in order to promote happier humanity, all trouble started from here. So this ancient Indian knowledge is very essential. Then furthermore, it's a few years ago, I met some medias from Chinese community, some from So I took some from Hong Kong and a minute also, I think. So one occasion they asked me, you describe yourself as a son of India. Why you are saying that? I think he felt this political sort of reason, he might feel it that way. Then I told, I said, all my brain, all cells of my brain filled by Narendra thought. Then this physical, over 50 years, survived by with Indian dals, Indian chapati, Indian rice. So therefore, mentally, physically, I survived with these ancient Indian things. Therefore, I describe I am son of India. So now, my age, since I think age 24, now my age about 82 years. Next July, my birthday, and 82 years old. So, a young girl here, if you look my face, what do you think my age? Huh? Huh? Gender, I think it will do. Exaggeration. I think some of my friends say, judging my face, they say, 60 or 70. So all these, I think, physical health, very much related with healthy mind. For healthy mind, this Indian traditional knowledge is very much effective to keep peaceful mind. Okay. So, thank you very much. Thank you.
కూర్చోన్నా కూర్చోండి కూర్చోండి కెమెరా కట్టండి అందరూ
Question and answer.
Alright, so you heard His Holiness. You saw how interesting a man he is. And at 82, well, I actually think he looks 22. You wouldn't agree, but nevertheless. His Holiness is willing to take a few questions. And he would like it to be from the audience and nothing scripted, nothing. No serious questions, I hope. Yeah? And there are microphones circulating somewhere around. Can you please give the microphone to the gentleman there, please?
No.
More kindly.
Hello.
Out there.
Hello.
Please introduce
Sir,
yourself.
here. Sir, here.
Yes, hold on. Please introduce yourself and then ask the question. Yes.
Sir, I'm Aravind.
Yes.
So I have a question. Most of the inner dimensions are intangible and invaluable. Okay. And most of the external things are tangible and valuable. Like we just give value, we define value. So all the time, as an entrepreneur and as a startup, I just can't give my idea in a valuable way because it is invaluable inside. So I think you got it. How do we combine both?
Now we have body and mind, including emotion. So for this body, we need material facilities. So modernization, more material development, also important. Now particularly at the moment, out of 7 billion, I think a majority of people remain under poverty. Right? Poverty. This country also, while you see more economic development, but still a lot of poor people in big city slums. So we need further material development. And then material development, some of my friends, some American, some European, billionaire, very rich, but as a human being, when we settle and sort of discuss about different experiences, then I found many of these billionaires, materially very rich, but as a person, very unhappy person, too much stress, too much worry. So therefore, this inner value brings, let's say, mental peace. So we need both material development, we need, I think this huge gap, rich and poor, I think not only morally wrong, but practically also source of problem. So, we still need more money, more material development. And I often, this morning, we also discussed now further India's development should concentrate more on rural area. Big cities, when I come here, a lot of construction of big building. I prefer, you see, more smaller sort of flat rate in rural area and small industry and some education facility and health facility, you see, should develop in rural area. So majority of Indians in rural area, that's mutual benefit, more development in rural area, the people get benefit, and then people in big city, less crowd, and less of the vehicle. So sometimes too much vehicle, then you have to wait. And then some of my friends, you see, telling me suicide rate in cities higher number, in village side less. So logically, in village side, farming. So there is more sense of community and friendship. And big cities, everybody, you see, they on time, go office or something somewhere, and take salary. You see, I think less in human contact. So therefore, in any way, the rural area development is very important. So in any way, your question, now here, some scientists, you see, they investigated about human nature. I also should participate in such a meeting. And one scientist showed on picture, on the cartoon, you see 2 children play together with smile. But that cartoon showed a 5-month-old infant child, language not yet developed, very innocent. children negative attitudes one another, when that cartoon show to the infant child, parents are also showing unpleasant sort of feeling. So they concluded basic human nature is more compassionate. Then furthermore, constant fear, constant anger, actually eating our immune system. More compassionate mind, more peaceful mind, very, very helpful to sustain our immune system. So now this the scientific finding. So they concluded basic human nature is more compassionate. So when I heard that, I really felt now there is hope. If basic human nature is anger, then no hope. Since basic human nature is compassionate. So there is real hope. Now the problem, existing education system, very much oriented external values. Not much pay attention about inner value, as I mentioned before. So I think existing education system is, I think, not adequate, you see, to support basic human nature, that's compassion, support from our intelligence, supporting that. That is lacking. When we talk about moral principle, we not at all talking about religious faith. We talking moral principle according to secular way. India's constitution also is secular, based on secular. So according Indian understanding, secular means respect all religions and also respect non-believer. That ancient Indian sort of thinking is very relevant to today's world. Now today, out of 7 billion, about 1 billion non-believers. So we must include these non-believers. So education about moral ethics should include non-believers. Therefore, our method of education, the way to educate these moral principles entirely, strictly based on secular way. Got that? What do you think? Thank you. Next question.
Sir,
Let's keep it brief and straight.
yes, sir. Sir, my name is Sesha Rao from a company called Inside. I was referring to one of the addresses that you made in Europe, sir, which is actually what you just touched upon regarding inner value being developed versus material value. And you mentioned the education is going to play a very important role. And what do you think is the role of the parents, sir, because parents being the first teachers in inner value?
True. Parents, very important role. Now, one of my friend, one scientist, Bob Livingston, now he no longer. You see, he told me after birth, next few weeks, the child simply physical touch with the mother is key factor for the proper development of the brain. So even, see, just a physical touch, very important, very important. Then the affection, particularly from mother. And recently I saw one program, BBC, mother's milk is very essential for child's the physical development. Each month, child needs certain sort of different, protein or something. Also nature, in mother's milk, she needs element there. First month, after birth, first month, second month, third month, like that. So the cow milk is, of course, milk, nutritious, but still can also replace mother's own milk. So mother, parent, children, sometimes father, not very sure. My own kids, my father, very short temper, so I don't like my father. My mother, very, very compassionate. So I consider my mother was the first teacher of compassion. So I think mother, parent, and friends, and particularly mother, I think should spend more time with child and give mother's own milk and physical touch. That's, I think, it's very important. So the other day, I participated women's concert. National Women's Parliament. So I told there, now time come, the female should take more active role regarding promotion of human compassion. Excessive education, as I mentioned earlier, not adequate. So now time come, we should make effort for promotion of deeper human value. That's human love, human compassion. In that respect, female, biologically, more sensitive, others' pain, others' suffering. That also the scientist, you see, observed. That's one picture of painful sorrow, experiencing someone, two person, and one male, one female, watching them physically, including heart beating, female, more sensitive. So the scientists, they say, female, biologically, it's more potential taking care about mother. So therefore, I think female should take more active role regarding promotion of human value, human compassion.
We only have time for one last question, so because we have the next program, lady over there with the mic.
Your Holiness, I'd like to ask you a question. I'm Meera Madhusudan from Sikkim, and my question is how to prepare for death. How to prepare for death and afterlife.
Now that depends on individuals persevering because of that attitude. If person believe religion, then also within religion, theistic religion, non-theistic religion, so there are differences. So as far as theistic religious believer is concerned, and think about God. And God means infinite love. Think that moment you die, some kind of feeling of compassion. And remember God, infinite love. That I think is good. And then a Buddhist, non-theistic religion, they say no concept of creator, but rather self-creation. So Buddha stated, you are your own master. So therefore, you see, at the time dying, you see, think about the Buddha's main message is karuna. And combined with philosophy, that is, say, nothing independently exists. Like Paradis is now saying that, some similar. So therefore, you see, everything exists due to other factor, not not by itself. You see, that concept, you see, very much supportive about practice of compassion. Take care about others' well-being, you get immense benefit. So therefore, these philosophical thinking also is useful at the time of time. And then some others of practice, some visualizations. I also in my daily practice, about 4 hours morning, some meditation, thinking, and also visualize process of death in order to prepare at the time of death. I'm not very sure when the actual death comes, whether I can practice these effectively or not. I'm not really sure. But in my days of prayer, days of meditation, also you see, there are 8 stages at the time of death. The body element dissolve step by step. So there are 8 levels, 8 sort of stages. So at the beginning stage, also memory is still there. And then that moment, you think we must think of certain things. Then memory reduces. Because the waves are vague, 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 vague. And then final sort of later part, later stage, we can also carry our memory. But when our mind, memory is still there, think like compassion or some other thing seriously, then the impact that goes continuously. When your memory no longer working, but the influence, impact of certain thinking is there on subtle level of mind. Then finally, we call clear light. Then breathing already stopped. This, of course, sensorial level consciousness completely stopped. Also stopped. So clinically already dead. But still, the most subtle level of consciousness still there. So the indication is last now a 50 years. In India, at least as far as we know, at least I think 30, 40 cases after death, body still remain fresh. So now some American scientists now begin to investigate how it happened. Breathing stopped, heart beating stopped, so blood circulation in brain stopped, but body still remain very fresh. 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, some cases 4 weeks. So the scientists, you see, no answer. So they already sort of start some sort of project for investigation and so like that. So the best, I think best preparation for death is while we are still active life, should not sort of indulge in harming other, if possible, serve other, help other, at least resist harming. Then at the time of death, you feel no regret some cases, mosquito is an exception. Myself also, you see, when you see getting sound asleep, and mosquito. Like that. So therefore, I think it must depend on the way you carry your life more compassionately. That's the preparation for death.
One last question.
Holiness, I'm Tenzin Yangchen, and my question is, in order to train our mind, which meditation is more beneficial, analytical and concentration?
Oh, analytical meditation is much more effective. That's we call vipassana. Vipassana is a different level. On one level, just this is focusing your breathing. This is just first step. Generalize your mind. Then analytical meditation now relates with a different philosophy. My own sort of daily practice, say a lot of time I usually use a analytical meditation, analyze myself, body, feeling, mind, and others, and world, and the whole galaxies. All these analyze. Then conclusion, whole galaxies start disappearing. So there's impermanence. That impermanence takes place momentarily. Now, for example, time, past, present, future. Where is present? No present. We can say present century. If present century is absolute, then within present century, you can't define red. You can't sort of zero. You can't sort of divide within 1 century, past decade, future decade. You can't say whole sort of 100-year present. So that's not even day, present day, within present day, now up to 11:30 past, then future. Go like that. Century, decade, year, month, day, hour, minute, second. You can't find present. Where is present? No. Second, but past. Second, future. No present. Without present, we can't say past, future. Body, yes, this is my body. Now there are many parts this body. Hands, arms, legs, head. So where is the body? This is part of the body. This is also part of the body. Now where is the body? So that's the analytical meditation. So the Heart Sutra say, form is empty. Empty is form. Heart Sutra. That's the key thing. Now that philosophical view is not an intellectual level. That's most powerful weapon to tackle our destructive emotion. Now some scientists also now say, when we develop anger, you see, the object which you feel angry is something very negative, but actually 90% of that negativeness is mental projection. This is exactly Nagarjuna stated that. So the basis of that exaggeration is we totally believe on appearances. If you investigate the connotations also, there is huge gap, appearances and reality. So we usually call two-tooth. Conventional truth, that's made purely on the level of appearances. Then, Gaza. Ultimate truth, nothingness. So, all our emotion, entire destructive emotion, entirely based on wrong perception. Constructive emotion, not based on that. So that's the real beauty of nature. So that's why we can train. Positive emotion can further develop. Because every positive sort of emotion, such as compassion, these things, solid basis. So we can train, we can familiarize. Anger, no solid basis, but just because of the God. The wrong view ultimately depends on the wrong view. So therefore, you see, in order to practice kasa, vipassana properly, you have to study about these different Buddhist philosophy. Wellbeing philosophy, Swatantric philosophy, Chitta Mantra philosophy, and then Madhyamaka philosophy. Within each of them, there are subdivisions. So you need, and it looks, you see, you are young, so at least next 10 years you have to study. Then get deeper knowledge of these things. There are 3 levels of knowledge. First level, from hearing. That's just intellectual level. Yes. Such. That will not affect your emotion. Then analyze that, analytical meditation. In order to analyze, you need different perception, different views necessary in order to analyze. So many Buddhist masters, Narayana masters, they are writing all existing Indian different philosophical views mentioned in order to analyze. Just Buddhist view, no basis analyze, just believe. So different sort of views, different source, full of knowledge that provide us basis of analytical meditation. Through that way, you will get conviction. Oh, now this philosophical view, more reasons, different philosophy. Now, for example, within Buddhist Vivashic philosophy, according to Swatantric philosophical views, a lot of contradictions. The Swatantric philosophical view will find from the Chitta Mantra's viewpoint. The Chitta Mantra's concept, through looking from Madhyamaka philosophy, there are a lot of contradictions there. So very useful. You see, to I say to know the deeper way through analytical meditation. That brings conviction. With conviction, you can some experience come. So then actions of effect to our emotion then come. So in Heart Sutra mentioned Gati, Gati, Paragati, Parasangati, Buddhi song. Just step by step. So more jiva experience. Then our spiritual level further develop. Then finally Buddhahood. So all this knowledge is very essential. Or study is very essential. In our Tibetan tradition, introduced by Chandrashekar, we usually spend 30 years of study. So not easy. When I was young, quite a lazy student. But eventually, because I developed interest, then study. Now, nearly 82-year-old person, whenever I have time, I read these books. Like Nagarjuna's writing, and Shantadeva's books. All these Nalanda master, like Nagarjuna, Arya Deva, Arya Sangha, Buddha Purita, and Ramakirti, Chandrakirti, Vallabhika, Shantarashida, Dinak, or great magician, Dinak, and Tamakirti. All these Indian, if nationalist viewpoint, then unfortunately no Tibetan. All are Indian. So that's why I describe Indians, historically our Guru. Truly, all our knowledge come from India. We learn all these texts wrote by knowledge masters. So therefore, our relation with India looks truly like relation between Guru and Chela. Truly. So now, unfortunately, our Guru too much attracted about material value.
Thank you. One question I think everybody in the audience is dying to ask, and we'll end with that. If we were to look like you at 82, very youthful, what is the secret and what should we be doing?
That's I always say, respond when such question come. That's my secret. Then I explain, there's nothing secret. Firstly, you see, sufficient sleep. Every night, 9 hours sleep. I do 9 hours. When I visit different countries, so I always say get 9 hours sleep. 6 o'clock, I went sleep. Then next 2 o'clock, wake up. Then meditate. Mainly analytical meditation and some prayers. Next 4 hours. Then evening another 1 hour. So altogether each day 5 hours. So that brings inner peace. So physical level, 9 hours sleep, mental level, 5 hours meditation brings inner peace, mental state. So that's my secret. If you want to follow, then practice more. Study more. Thank you.
Your Holiness, Honorable Ministers, distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, I am overjoyed in sheer excitement and gratitude for what we have accomplished today and the aspirations we have set forth for the future. It is not a center, but our center for ethics and transformative values, which we shall, you and I, and everyone here, co-create in our responsible seeking for a better world for ourselves and the future generations. Let me begin by thanking His Excellency the Governor of Telangana, who was there present this morning at the groundbreaking ceremony. Honorable Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister of Telangana for their support. When I first met Sri K.Chandrashekar, Honorable Minister of IT, and 5 other portfolios, he's my aspiration for what a successful multitasking individual looks like. I was intrigued in our conversation for his desire to shift the culture of the state towards one being steeped in ethical leadership and values such as honesty and compassion. Very few political leaders today exhibit such ethos, and I'm delighted to continue this work together. So, I also want to express gratitude for an individual who's not here, a dear mentor, a teacher, His Eminence Sandal Rinpoche. Some of you are familiar with him, who has been a board member, but a guiding force behind this vision to create the Center for Ethics and Transformative Values. An event of such magnitude is born out of hard work of many. Firstly, I want to thank Srinivas Kodipara, CEO of T-Hub, for making this effort his own and spending long hours helping prepare for this day. I want to thank the team of Minister of IT for the dedication, Office of the Chief Secretary and Collector for coordinating this event, Event Management Company Rajnotsav for creating this beautiful setup, members of the private office of His Holiness the Dalai Lama in Dharamshala in Delhi. I want to thank various levels of security and law enforcement personnel and Telangana Police for serving and protecting one of the most beloved leaders of this world. I would like to thank our team leaders here in Hyderabad for the support, Mr. Anjaney Reddy, Vishwanath Alluri, Vijay Kumar, Sudhakar Koneru, and Shanti Shri. Member of the audiences present here and watching on the live webcast all over the world, for the press, for joining us this morning. May we continue our journey together to transform ourselves and the communities we live in. There are many others I wish to thank, but the list of names is too long. Please know that you have my utmost gratitude. Finally, Your Holiness, we are blessed to live in this time and space with your selfless, compassionate presence. Especially in these turbulent times, you are the stabilizing voice of hope. You are a shining beacon of what humanity can become. You encourage us and remind us to become better versions of ourselves every day. May you be healthy. May you live long. May you continue to catalyze much good for all. Your Holiness, we do hope to see you soon as we approach the 10th anniversary of this effort that started at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and request that you grace us once again with your presence. Your Holiness, thank you, thank you, thank you. I would request the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister to present the memento on behalf of the Government of Telangana.
రానట్టు ప్రోగ్రామ్ వద్దే కావనా केबल केबल केबल